welcome back to Outdoors with Casey. We are back at the hog pen today. As you can tell, it's raining on us again. We seem to be living in the rain and the mud. We caught the 7 hogs last week. We got a totally different group in here. I don't know, I didn't catch all the hogs that were with that sounder. I know there was one outside the trap. I think there were maybe some more smaller ones. But this is a totally different group because it's 3 bigger hogs and several little bitty pigs, like smaller than the one we caught last week. So we're back at it again. We have not been getting camera photos the last couple of days, and here, baby, walk around this way. And we know why now. There's our camera on the stand. These hogs like to walk around this trap, and you can see right here where they've rooted up, where I spill corn on the outside. I ain't supposed to get it out there, but I do. They rooted all around here and they knocked our camera over. So, but anyway, we're back baiting it up, and the deer flies are eating us up. That's what they're doing. So my wife's wanting me to hurry up, y'all. So I'm gonna quit talking and hurry up, y'all. If I don't hit my head on this bar. All right, give me a little. Who tied this knot like this?
I did. It stayed.
It did do that, baby. Goodness gracious. I really not wanting to put my knee down in this hog crap, so I'm not wanting to do.
You need me to get in there and help you?
Nah. There. That's gonna work. Am I going fast enough for you, baby?
Yep.
Really? All right, we got our camera back up. I don't know for how long though. We're gonna have to do something different there. I'm gonna have to drive down a T-post or something. Got our trap baited, and it smells like hogs out here. So hopefully they'll come back tonight. They were in here, I know, 2 nights ago. Didn't get no pictures last night. So, and I know that everybody's wondering why I had a lawnmower on my trailer last time. Why I still have a lawnmower on my trailer this time. Because it's time to cut the grass again. Story of my life. All right, guys. Hopefully, we will see y'all in the morning. If not, the next few days. I got the next 2 or 3 days off of work. So, hopefully we can get some more hogs trapped. We'll see y'all then. All right, guys. We're up and at it. We made our first night catch again. So, I didn't know because like we showed y'all the camera being laid over yesterday, so I ain't seen a picture of them in a couple of nights, so I didn't know if they were still here, but everything worked out good. I don't know exactly how many we got. I know we missed one. She's a pretty good sized hog. You can tell she's pregnant, or not pregnant, suckling. And I don't know if I hadn't seen a picture of her this morning outside the trap, but I did get a picture of her last night outside the trap, so we know we missed that one. But looks like 2 or 3 bigger hogs, or decent sized hogs, and a bunch of little pigs. So either way, we got some more out of the woods. And I meant to yesterday. I know on the last channel I had, I went into specific explanations about how my trap works. It's raining on us yesterday, so I didn't go into that. But when we get up here this morning, I'll show y'all how it all works and just kind of give you some details on my homemade trap that I'm using. Well, they don't like that. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 7.
I'm miscounting the little bitty ones.
Yeah.
I think there may just be 3 of them. There may be 4.
Woo. Y'all have made a mess in there. Eight. All right, guys, we got another good group of hogs. Hey, that's enough of that. I felt your hot breath off of that one. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about why I'm out here. It is miserably humid. Deer flies, mosquitoes. Why am I out here trapping these hogs? Well, for 2 reasons. They are very, very, very destructive to a piece of property. We showed y'all last video how they root the roads up. We've had them in our fields, and they'll just, if they go in there after some kind of grub worm or something, and if they find that particular worm that they like, they will root holes that your tractor will have trouble disking up. I mean, it's just, they do all kind of millions and millions and millions of dollars in crop damage every year in the state of Mississippi. And number 2, they're a great food source. They're a nuisance, but they are a great food source. Wild hog is it's lean. It's a lot healthier than pork out of a store. They don't have as much fat on them. They make great breakfast sausage, patty sausage, link sausage. I showed y'all we did pulled pork with them last time. I'm gonna do a different recipe with them this time. Just all of a sudden, huh? Oh, but great food source. I think I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna do a kind of like a pork stew with some carrots and potatoes. That sounds good right now. So y'all hang with us. We're gonna get these dispatched. Got the trailer. I'm gonna tell you, last week the trailer was just convenience because we were hauling the mower home, and but I'm gonna tell you that it makes it a lot better than throwing them up in the back of the truck, just sliding them up on there. So y'all hold on. We're gonna get these knocked down.
You want the big one first, or
Yep.
what?
Get her over with first.
Oh, hold on, babe. Okay.
guys, now y'all know why we're dressed like this. Got my dirty orange shirt on again, but for good reason, because it rained here well, y'all saw it. It rained here yesterday afternoon on us when we got here and on into the night. We were just trying to take our time going through this stuff because it's slick and getting up there where we wouldn't fall. I mean, it looked like we were struggling, but we were just trying to be careful. But look at this slimy, muddy, sloppy mess that we're dealing with. But whew, got another load out. All right, guys, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit about my trap, and we're probably gonna have to black and white it because we just dispatched all these hogs in here, and YouTube doesn't like a lot of red stuff. So this is my homemade trap. This is just 2x4 paneling that I had left over from some coyote cages I built, and I cut them out. My best friend's dad welded it up for me. It's welded in the corners right here, and I didn't want. You ask why I didn't weld angle iron and all. You put this trap is, I think, almost 4 feet wide. It's 10 feet long. It's 5 foot high. You put 10 foot worth of angle iron on top, bottom, sides. This dude's heavy already, but you put angle iron in there, and then you're gonna have to move it with a tractor. So I've got it to where me and Stephanie and Connor can pick it up. Y'all seen us move the trap around. It's a guillotine style trap door, and if you don't know what guillotine is, y'all remember back in the old days when they chopped people's head off. Guillotine style door. But what this is it's 2x4s with a show up in this channel, baby, with a 2x2 sandwiched in there for my channel, and that allows the door to slide up and down. And ooh, deer flies! Good Lord, man, they're bad, y'all. And I think my door's 36 inches wide, and you can go as high as you want to. I've come up here pretty high. I mean, you can see. I mean, I'm not tall, but I forget how many inches up it is, but I wanted a big hog to be able to go in there and feel comfortable. A lot of people make small doors, and you're not going to get big hogs in there. So, but it's got a pulley, runs back. Let me get him on the inside. My string comes over and goes down to these triggers, and this is just rebar stuck in the ground. And y'all saw me set it yesterday. This is a root stick, and it's called a root stick because I put that stick behind it, put the corner in, they come in here rooting, and when they hit one end of it, it throws the door. I've got these on top because by Mississippi law, you've got to have 50% of your trap open for deer and turkeys to get out. I opted to, instead of just doing one end, I opted to put a little bit on both ends because, as you can see, these hogs, they love to run to the back. You can see where wires all bent up right here. And they'll get back there in these corners and pile up on each other and climb out. And a hog can climb, and a hog can jump too. So, and we got these pieces of rebar. Just really all you need, it's in the back, but it's just added support to when you do have a group of hogs in here. You can see it on the sides. It doesn't do that much, but it does help in the back. I didn't go with T-posts because if this trap sits here for a year or two, which it's liable to do, because last summer I think I caught 40 hogs in this one spot, and we're already up to over 20 right now. So this is just a good area. We catch a lot of hogs right here, but it sits here for a year or two, and then you go to try to pull T-posts out of the ground. Sometimes you got to have a tractor. So these are a lot. You can take a piece of, not a piece. You can take a pipe wrench and twist these dudes and pull them up on out. These are just some stakes that you see how these hogs get in here and root, and the wire start showing. You see like down there. But what I'll do is, you can see how it's popping up and down right there. Well, I'll take those stakes and pin the bottom of it down to just to make it more comfortable. And I have come back in here when they root a lot in here and thrown sand over in here to level it back up. So, but anyway, that's my homemade trap. That's how it works. I know a lot of y'all are interested in it. Ouch! And we're headed back to skin hogs, y'all. We got a good group. I'm gonna bait it back because we still got some hogs in the area. Um, don't let anybody tell you that blood in the trap will deter hogs from coming in there, because it won't. Uh, I know from experience. We caught 7 last weekend, and the very next night we had this group on, so it does not deter them. The biggest thing, yes, and this trailer needs to be refloored. The biggest thing is allowing the hogs to get used to the trap. That's why we do a lot of pre-baiting with the door tied open. I'll throw corn out here, put a little bit in the back, and just leave that door tied open, and we get them used to going in and out of the trap, in and out of the trap, where they feel comfortable. And when I get pictures of most of the hogs in the trap, I'll come in here and set it. And we've had a pretty good success rate doing that. And they'll sit there and root that out of the mud.
We're gonna go ahead and reset it for tonight.
I don't know. I think I want them to come in here and get comfortable since we're going to be here.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're set back. We'll see what comes in tonight. Like I said, I'd like them to be comfortable around the trap before I set it, get going in and out. They're going to be a little hesitant in the first night or so, because me and Stephanie's just got so much scent around here. But hopefully we get another group. We're headed to the shed to skin hogs before they get stiff as a board. All right, guys, we made it back to the shed. I want to show y'all one more thing. Talking about why I'm trapping hogs. Y'all come over here and look. We're going to talk about their breeding habits for a minute and how prolific they are. Y'all see this little pig right here? These little pigs will reach sexual maturity at 6 months of age, which means at 6 months of age, they're able to breed and have their own pigs. They can have up to 3 litters in a 14-month span, anywhere from, you name it. Most things you read say 8 to 14, but I mean, really the sky's the limit. So you put these 4 hogs, these little pigs right here, if were all female, which that one is, I know, in 6 months can put off a heck of a lot of pigs within a 1-year span. So we just knocked a pretty good dent in the future population. And that's all. We're not trying to wipe it out. We're just trying to control it. And nobody's doing a lot of this. No, trapping's about a thing of the past. That's the only way that you can put a dent in the hog population. Everybody says, well, you can hunt them. It ain't getting it, folks. Trapping big sounders at a time is the only way you can put a dent in the hog population. Anyway, we're going to get skinning because it's hot and they're getting stiff. All right, folks, we're going to bring her in here and wash her off because it's extremely muddy. I know y'all see me every time wet this floor down. If you're wondering why I wet the floor down, it's just to keep the red stuff from sticking, easier to get up. As soon as we get the mud washed off of her, get it cleaned up, we're not going to show the skinning process because YouTube doesn't really like that kind of thing. And we'll get back with you. Let me flip her over.
Not quite.
It's just a muddy mess, guys.
Yeah, flip her over. Oh.
That's about as clean as you're gonna get her. All right, guys, we'll get with y'all in a minute. All right, guys, we got our hog skint, and it's been on ice overnight. We just took one ham, and we're gonna do a stew, like a pork stew. So we took one ham, we deboned it. This is the meat off of it. I'm fixing to cut it up in chunks. This is going to be a lengthy process because of just the sheer amount of time that it takes to let everything come together. So I'm just going to show y'all bits and pieces. But you can see all we did was just cut it off the bone. We got it in big chunks. Now I'm just going to cut it in manageable bite-sized pieces. All right, we got them into the size that I want, and I've already got some oil just to cover the bottom of the pot, and all we're going to do is we're just going to brown it. So we'll get the rest of that cut up, and we'll start browning this, and then we'll make our gravy. All right, guys, here's our pot of meat. We got our ham cut up like we want it. Like I said, I'm just going to brown it. We're going to season it with some stale cracker. Yeah, this is the fire. And maybe a little Tony's. Alrighty. That's the start to the wild hog stew. Alright, guys, we got our meat browning. You can see it's kind of browning up nicely. This stove top does not cook nearly like I want it to. So this is on high, and you can see it's just barely. This is more simmering than browning, but I didn't want to go back out to the shed because we like to dehydrated skin them hogs out there. This is actually 4th of July, and I mean, we're running right at about 100, heat index of 106, 107. It's just miserable outside in that shed right now. So we're low and slow's where it's at though. So we're gonna hang with it, but it's doing nicely. We'll get there eventually. All right, guys, we got our meat browned up about like it's not all the way done by no means, but that's gonna be enough. We're fixing to pull it out. I can do it without burning myself. Oh, and that smells delicious. Now, all that's going back in the pot. All that juice, all that good stuff is going to go back in here. Right now, I need a cup of oil. Is this our cup, baby?
Yeah.
To a cup and a half of flour.
You want me to get that?
I'm going to let you do the flour. And all we're doing is fixing to make a roux or a gravy.
Cup and a half. I need to get us a big measuring cup for down here at the camp.
Yep. And we're just gonna stir this in and mix it around till I get the colors that I want. But a lot of stirring, so we'll get back with y'all in just a minute. All right, guys, you see everything's kind of melted together. Biggest thing with the roux or gravy, like I said, is just keep it moving. You don't want it to burn. I've got it up a little high because I'm trying to speed it up because we got to let this simmer and cook for well over an hour. Get everything good and tender. And we don't have to get like a real dark roux like you would do in a gumbo, but we do want it darker. All right, that's good. All right, guys, y'all can see it's kind of turning colors, getting a chocolate color to it. We're gonna go a little bit longer, but not much. All right, guys, we're fixing to go in. I got the color I want. We're fixing to go in with our onions, my green onions, and Steph's got me some peppers over there. She's cutting up for me. Nuh-uh. All right, guys, here's what we got going on in here. Just mixing all our stuff in with the roux. All right, just add a little bit in there. Going in with our chicken broth. All right. All right. No, I'm just right there for a minute. Get all this stuff up off the bottom, which is nothing but flavor. You add a little bit of water or chicken broth to it, all that stuff turns loose. Come on with the rest of it. All right, guys, we got our roux or gravy, whatever you want to call it, starting to bubble back up and simmer. I did salt and pepper that. And now we are going back in with all of this yummy juice and meat. Look at that. That cooked out of there. Man. All right. Now, we're going to cover this with a lid that's not used for this pot. That's all I got. And we're going to let that simmer and just slow cook for about an hour. I'll check it every now and again. If I need to add a little bit of water to it, we will. Then after an hour of just sitting there simmering, all we're gonna add our mushrooms and our carrots.
Potatoes are in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm not adding potatoes in the stew because we're gonna boil the potatoes, mash them up, and put the stew over mashed potatoes. So it's gonna be yummy, y'all. All right, so we get back with y'all in about 45 minutes or so. Let y'all see how it's doing. All right, guys, we are 1 hour in. Let's take a look. Oh, ow, ow, that's hot. It has just been simmering just like that for an hour, and it smells so good. I think we can add our carrots and our mushrooms. Um, I know the meat's done by now. I'm just hoping it'll get a little bit more tender. That's the plan anyway. Either way, it's gonna taste good. Get everything stirred around good. And we're just gonna let that simmer right on with everything else. I set the timer for another hour. I don't know if it'll need to go that long, but I'm gonna check it about it. I'll probably check it in half an hour, check the carrots and see what they feel like, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, we're going into hour number 2. It's like 4 minutes for me in 2 hours. So we've been letting it just simmer down. Look at that. Man. All right, I'm fixing to fix me a plate and let it cool. Got my taters already fixed. Man. Neat. We're going to let that cool off for a minute, and then we're going to test it out. All right, guys, we've let it cool down just a little bit. Not much, because I'm really anxious to try it. Still see there's steam coming off of it. We're going to test it out, though. Got it. That's actually more tender than I thought it would be. I figured as big as those chunks are, I knew it wasn't going to fall apart, but that got pretty tender. The whole cook time is probably, what, 3 hours? From the time we actually started, browning the meat and all that. But we actually, from the time we put the meat in and let it start simmering, we let it simmer for 2 hours, and it broke down really well. Try these carrots. Carrots got good and tender. Ain't nothing better than mushrooms. Man, I thought that turned out good. If y'all like pork roast and gravy, carrots and mushrooms, you're gonna love Wild Hog carrots and mushrooms over mashed potatoes. You can do it over rice, whatever. Just another way to cook your wild meat. Don't throw those hogs away, guys. They're a great food source. I hope y'all liked the video. I hope everybody has a good 4th of July and a happy day. And if you like the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.